So I think of jiu-jitsu like wearing a tool bag and techniques as your tools. I've had a lot of coaches in my life. I'm 41 years old, off of antidepressants and things. Like it can really change your life.
When the spotlight hit you, oh no, I need you like Jitsu.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another Youth of Brazilian Jiu-jitsu podcast episode, otherwise known as Yobjj, where we have fun educating and empowering young people through stories and having deep conversations. And today I have a special guest all the way from Texas. I would like to welcome Casidy Welch. Thank you so much for being part of today's episode, Casidy.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So Casidy, to get us started, could you please share, for those that don't know you, a little background story of what you do?
I'm a BJJ athlete, and also previously was a pro bodybuilder, falling in love with it so much so that I ended up quitting bodybuilding to pursue jiu-jitsu. I wish I had found jiu-jitsu at a much younger age.
Okay.
And I do encourage like parents, because I didn't know about, I did all these other sports because I didn't know jiu-jitsu was out there, and encourage, the young girls that I train and work with now. And I encourage parents whenever they ask me about putting their children in some kind of martial arts, your kids, and people don't because of the kind of abrasive and they don't want to teach like aggression, but I don't feel like it teaches aggression. I feel like it teaches management of any kind of aggressive feeling.
Okay, as a parent, as a mom, okay, I saw your post with the family loving it. With being a mom, it's a huge job, a huge role. There are responsibilities, and I can't picture myself in my mom's shoes having to deal with a teenager, and having headaches constantly. So
of course,
what have you done to help manage and manage the responsibilities?
This is an interesting topic because not a whole lot of parents in America, once you become a parent, continue pursuing athletic goals, especially like competitive athletic goals, where like fighting or even basketball. Not very many adults after they start having kids continue playing, playing sports. And so I love it, and I think it's been a way for me. So for me, like at GB Texas, you see examples and then you follow those examples, and as a parent, we're the same way. Like you can lead by example for your kid. I think to put your face mask on first and then you can help others. I think it's a good thing for adults to continue to play. You can play better with your kids if you continue to play. You can remember how to talk to your kids through losing and through winning and sportsmanship. I don't think it's something that you learn as a child and it just goes away.
It all started. Where did you get that competitive drive? Did you have that at an early age, or?
Yeah, so I think I'm just a very competitive person. I'm very motivated and driven, and for me, I'm very competitive, and the competition is what drives me, and winning drives me for sure. Although I don't think it's the most important thing. I think you have to want to win in order to really be good and go chase those really big titles. So I did Nogi only my whole white belt career until I moved to Houston. And when I moved to Houston, I actually took a few years off of competing or of jiu-jitsu at all because I couldn't find a Nogi only. I went and did my research. I found Draculino was literally in my area. He's one of the best in the world. And so it was just a very lucky, like, kind of, I guess it's like a fate thing. Like, I feel like God just put me in the place, where I needed to be to learn the things I needed to learn. And so
competitive attitude that you have and that nature, I think it really suits well that you being part of that team.
Opportunities through Gracie Baja and Webster with Draculino and his team of amazing professors. And so I just fell in love. When you're an athlete and you're a high level athlete, your goal, and this is going to sound really weird, I shouldn't say your goal, but you're striving to compete at such a high level that you lose. Like I don't want to go and win all the time. Like, you want to go push yourself further. So no, it's super motivating being around them, and it's super motivating being around. I mean, I train with world champions every time I'm on the mat. Um, and which is what made me into a world champion. Like, they embedded that mindset in me, the no quit, um, train as hard as you can, give your all the time, work hard, put in the work, and do the drilling and do the training and the time on the mats. They encourage all of those things so much. But not only encourage, they provide like they are an example of that. Like, all you have to do is show up.
Those to others that are on that same path as you, that want to accomplish greatness in the competition circuit. It definitely is a good source of motivation when you have a team around you instead of doing it by yourself. It can be very daunting to step on those mats, feeling vulnerable, feeling nervous, like you may let your team down. So through these obstacles, how have you overcome them personally?
Those coping mechanisms very early in other sports. I played about every sport that there is, but at a very high level. So I played all the way, of course, through high school: basketball, volleyball, track, cross country, soccer, softball. I mean, I played almost everything. So I learned the coping, of hard training, and being tired but still pushing and not quitting. Like, team sports now is way different than team sports back when we were kids. Everyone gets a participation points or awards now. We didn't get that when I was a kid. You lost, and so it evolves. So now we try to be more inclusive and make
to have those that do drop out. Okay, and like you commended,
Yeah.
Casidy, was to go to enroll your kids in any type of sport and to find something that they do love and that they'll learn very
Yes.
like many life lessons, I'm sure, to be learned in sports. And
Path for little minds to have to take to, okay, I have to learn this. Now I have to drill this, and then I can implement it in real life scenarios. It just carries over into life. It's just important. I think it's super important for kids to be participating in some sport, but especially martial arts.
Had your share of mentors and experiences. Was
So
there
many.
any in particular that you would care to share that has brought you so much value in your life?
Interesting sport that I did before I started bodybuilding. I did roller derby. And so I traveled around the nation competing in roller derby, and I came into that from playing roller hockey at a younger age. So that was another sport that I did. That was outside of team building experience, and on that team, there were about 3 or 4 people that I really just learned a lot about coaching and patience and dealing with other adults, dealing with life, still trying to do this thing, play. That was a really cool experience. And then bodybuilding was very unique. I had a really awesome coach, and I ended up working for him. So his name was Jeff Dwelly. He's one of the best in the business and bodybuilding industry. To hone in on my body so meticulously that it really, you're not able to not learn about yourself in bodybuilding, but learning how to coach somebody from someone at his level was a really great experience for me. And then, man, at GB Texas, I have Draculino, Lucas Valench, Brandon Mullins, Andressa Sintra. There's so many. I can't even name everybody. Like, it's like there's like 50 of them. So I don't want to.
And Cassidy,
Yes.
you are an amazing role model to the sport. You're representing
Thank
all the
you.
ladies out there. It's truly inspiring, and it's so cool to see the sport grow for the ladies in BJJ. But for
Yes.
those that are uncomfortable and are thinking about it but haven't made the decision yet, what would you mention to them? What would you say?
I mean, you need to find a school that you're comfortable with. It's always nice to have a friend go with you or go with somebody that you know, but it's not necessary. The thing that I just encourage you to take that step and go try it. You'll either like it or you won't. There are some people that this isn't for, like they aren't good with people being too close to them or sweating, or because you're sweating, you're getting dirty, kind of got to. I can say this for me. I was really weird about hair, like any kind of hair, somebody else's hair touching me, or feet. I didn't like for feet to touch me. Um, I didn't want someone else sweat on me. Of course, I think most people are like that. And
Yeah.
I mean, typically nobody wants that anyway, but jujitsu has broken me from those little things that were like mental blocks in my head, that I was like, someone can't touch me with their feet or I'm going to scream.
Mhm.
Or like, I would freak out if a hair got on my arm and I couldn't get it. Like it would just kind of give me like that
Yeah.
chills feeling, that gross feeling. And
Yeah.
I don't really get that way anymore. It has hardened me in those
Mm.
places that I was really, I don't even know why I was so like sensitive about those things, but I was really sensitive about them. And the biggest thing that I would say to somebody who's considering it, if you're super busy, like mom or a business person, especially people that have really um, high jobs that require a lot of mental thought and
Mhm.
pressure,
Yeah.
sometimes you can't get away with it. You can't get away from it. Like you go home and all you can do is think
Mhm.
about all those things. My brain would never shut off. And it was like constant,
Mhm.
like I was stressed and just constant. The
Yeah.
only place I've ever found that I could go and shut the world out for an hour or 2 hours is jujitsu. And it's because you can't multitask jujitsu. When you're
Mhm.
learning jujitsu,
Yeah.
you have to be so focused on every detail that you can't be thinking about what you're going to cook for dinner, what you did yesterday, what you have to do for work, what meetings you have. All that stuff goes on pause briefly for class. And it's so therapeutic and so helpful to just shut it off for that little bit of time. And then whenever you get off the mats and you turn it all back on, your thoughts, you can start placing your thoughts in the right bins. It's not all, try something like jujitsu or yoga or meditation. These things,
Mhm.
your brain needs that, and your body needs the workout. So it's nice jujitsu. You get to like
Yeah.
shut your
It's a
brain off,
mixture.
learn new things, but still exercise all in one. It's like a big
Yeah.
bubble of what you need. It's like a big cup
Mhm.
of, here, this is what you need. Just take it. It's
That's
hard to explain, to get people
yeah.
to give it a try. Jiu-jitsu and most schools are really good about having a curriculum where they teach you and give you tools that work together and in order
Okay.
to make sense. So that's because of all the people that you're learning with, learning at the same time, the
Mhm.
same techniques, and implementing them all different.
Can feel it in my in my soul,
Yeah.
the passion that you have for the sport. Just sharing where we can find you, Cassidy.
So I'm on Instagram, Casidy Welch _ IFBB Pro. I'm on Facebook, just under Casidy Welch. I have a Twitter account. I think I have a TikTok, but I don't really get on there very much. I need to do better on the TikTok. I'm 41.
Woo!
So yeah, I'm 41 years old. So I'm still a little bit like
Yeah.
behind probably on some of the social media, the
Mhm.
younger social media stuff, but I try
Yes,
to
I
put stuff
love
out
it.
there.
I love that you do try. Because
I have a YouTube too.
another
It's just mostly jujitsu, but
yes, amazing. So please feel free to those that are watching today's episode to follow Cassidy Welch on her journey, because it is really inspiring to see what she
thank
posts
you.
and the accomplishments that she does and the achievements. Not only the achievements, but you've overcome so much, and balancing the responsibilities of being a mom, working. I take off my hat to you. It's so
Thank
much
you.
much for
Thank
being
you
part
so
of
much.
today. Thank you all for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and took so much value in today's episode. Keep smiling, keep training hard. Suhiya Tenerduro. See you in the next video. Peace, guys.